Today's episode is sponsored by Southwest Auto Glass, a company that's been providing El Paisans with high-quality auto glass services for decades. You know me, I like to ride with style, and I like to save time. Just last week, my Jeep, riding down the highway, got a chip in my glass, took my car to Southwest Auto Glass. They placed my windshield very quickly. I like to thank them for their generosity. So the next time you need something to do with your vehicle's glass, turn to the experts. Now let's get started.
What's up, everybody? My name is Noah Draws on You. Welcome to the first inaugural episode of the Between the Sessions podcast. Once again, my name is Noah Draws on You. I am joined alongside
Chris Inc.
Twotone.
Ink from Kingman here. What's up, y'all?
A lot of the viewers at home want to know, how did Twotone come to be? How did Black Ivory Studios come to be? How did all of this come to fruition? How did that start for you, bro?
Well, okay, let me go all the way back.
Go back, bro.
All right. So I graduated from Parkland High School.
Boo.
I went to UTEP for a couple years, 3 years. I wanted to be a art teacher. Well, I was jumping around. I wanted to be a history teacher and I wanted to be an art teacher, but I ended up, my last degree plan was being an art teacher.
So an educator.
I was also a forklift driver at the time.
Blue collar, bro.
Blue collar.
Hey,
I wouldn't
blue
even
collar
call it.
people
It's
out
not
there.
Color, yeah.
Blue collar, baby.
Yeah.
Warehouse.
Working the
9
9
to
to
5.
5, midnight shift,
Shoot.
third shift.
Yep.
And, it just, something came to me one day and I couldn't do it no more. So I ended up dropping out of school, I had quitting my job at the same time. Then I just picked up a machine, ordered it on Amazon, like a little cheapy machine.
Yes, sir, bro.
Chinese ones.
Yeah.
Then I started practicing on myself. But now I was like, I need an apprenticeship. I need to actually learn from somebody that knows black and gray.
Like take it a step further,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, sweet.
So I found a mentor. I was with him for like 2 months. I wasn't with him for a long time. But we ended up splitting ways, and I ended up tatting out of my house for a while. For about 6 months. Yeah, I was tatting out of my house. Then I got picked up by Estilo Fitman.
Dang.
Shout out Estilo Fitman.
Bro, I remember, okay, to pause there. I remember getting tatted by you, Tony, bro. It was maybe, 2023, right? August. I had just turned 18. I just turned 18. And you tatted me on an office chair, bro. One like this. And it's crazy. In like a little space. It was like a closet rather than like a little private room. It was a closet. And like, yeah, I remember those days and you had all of these big, plans that you told me about and like all the things that you were going to do. So we're not even done with your story yet, but just kind of to like preface how far you've come from those Estilo days. Like that's crazy, bro. Heck yeah.
It's like I knew the direction I wanted to go in. Right when I picked up that machine, I knew I wanted it all. You feel me? I didn't want to just be a tattoo artist. I wanted more than that.
Yeah.
I guess I saw the bigger picture really early on. So at Estilo, people knew my grind. I didn't waste no time. Tatting every day, giving away free pieces just to add to my portfolio. Just a regular grind.
That's awesome, bro.
I was with them for like 8 months, 7 to 8 months. Then went on my own, started Black Ivory. Actually, the name Black Ivory, me and Dion Hankins.
Hey, shout out Dion Hankins, baby. Go Bears, the Bears.
Yeah, well, I was walking my dog and I was like, hey, bro, I need a name, bro. I want to call it something. Something, something with the, like
A ring to it.
A ring to it.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
So we're coming up with things to go off of like black and gray, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
But we're like something black, something, like black and white, black and, then he said Black Ivory. I was like, hold on, that kind of has a ring to it.
Dang,
I like
yeah,
that,
Black Ivory shoot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he was like, man, that's the name. So ended up sticking with Black Ivory. I created the logo. Then I ended up getting the 5th floor to this building. But it was just a little room, it wasn't big. But
Been there.
I still called it Black Ivory Studios because I knew, I don't know when, I didn't know how, but I knew that we were going to be studios,
One day that you were gonna be big.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So last year, around June, July, that's when I started adding to my team. We're on the 7th floor. Then we started out with like 4 or 5 guys. And then November of last year, that's when I acquired the top floor.
Yeah.
Now we're 20 people now?
Damn.
deep.
Yeah. Talk about a success story, bro. Heck yeah, bro. That's awesome. Yeah, bro. I remember even again, this man right here has told me, since the beginning, I'll never forget because My dad took me to my first appointment, bro. And I think he asked you like, "Oh, how long have you been tatting for?" And you were like, 5 months. The look my dad gave me at that moment when you said 5 months, like he was like, there's no way. Yeah, there's no way you've been tanning for 5 months. And it's awesome to see how far you've come, brother, truly, because, you know, never in my wildest dreams did I even think I was going to get into this field of work, you know, being an artist. But it's awesome, dude. Truly, you know, we're all here, you know, we all have your back, and it's dope to see how far you've come, bro. It's a blessing. It's an inspiration to all of us, bro. For real. That's badass. Heck yeah.
My idea with Black Ivory was I wanted to give the little guys a shot. You know what I mean? Because I was once a little guy. And, you know, I remember back in my humble beginnings, you know, being that guy passing out his business cards at Walmart, Silla Vista Mall, you know, at the outlet mall, just to get that, you know,
begging to tattoo.
Begging people to get a tattoo, you know. And I remember asking for apprenticeships all over El Paso, and nobody would take me in. And, like, I'm blessed that I went through that. But now that I'm the person that giving the opportunities, I can, you know, help out people, you know, help out artists that want to come into the industry. You know?
Heck yeah, bro. That's awesome.
Because it's not easy getting an apprenticeship here in El Paso.
It's not.
Definitely not.
Even to get into a shop at all.
Yeah, no doubt. I can't tell you how many times when I was coming up, I would go to, you know, a bunch of shops all over El Paso, and I had so many doors slammed on my face, you know, getting cussed out. That's the norm. So for you to, you know,
change the norm.
Yeah, to change the norm, you know, to change the, you know, the whole direction, or the whole, what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Stigma around getting an apprenticeship. You've definitely changed that, and you turned something that, you know, other people who have came up in the industry see as a negative. You're turning that into a positive, you know, for a lot of people.
So toxic out there, you know.
Definitely.
Paso definitely is cold. It's cold. People are cold.
Yep.
That's why I just started my own, you know, from bottom up. It took longer, but once I found this place and you gave me that room, you know, I was like, damn, shit's gonna change, you know. But yeah,
that's awesome, bro.
Well, how did you start? How do you even pick up the?
Well, okay, so I graduated in 2020, and I remember, you know, the whole COVID like shit that was going on. My parents were like, hey, what's up with school, colegio? You know, you gotta go to college.
Classic question, bro.
And I was just like, you know what, Mom? Like, I don't know what I want to do, and I don't want to pay for college and just be in debt, you know? So I ordered a tattoo machine, Dragon Hawk. I still remember.
Dang.
Dragon Hawk, you know, a little step. And I remember my dad was pissed because my dad's from law enforcement. Shout out to my dad, you know? And honestly, I first started with my brother. Shout out to my brother. If it wasn't for him, I would not be here right now. He was my first canvas. I've been through so many jobs, but I also worked in electrical, but I was also tattooing on the side. You know, I was hustling. I was letting people know, hey, I do trad. I used to do trad in the beginning.
Heck yeah.
That was my thing, you know. I got trad on me. I love it still. I still get it. My boy Red over here.
Hit me up for trad. Hit me up for American traditional.
I also got into law enforcement. And that took a big turn too. I saw some stuff there, you know, been through it, seen what I've seen. It still wasn't for me. I kept going with tattooing. My brother moved out. So the room he had, I made it into my own studio. So I was tattooing out of my house for like 4 years. But I also was working on the side. And until one day, it clicked to me. I used to do NFL custom cleats with my boy Josh Alvarez. It was a fun job, but at some point, I was like, you know what? I'm getting better at this shit, you know? I think I liked one of your posts.
He was advertising.
The floor.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest, that day I actually liked it by accident. And then you sent me a message and I was like, damn, okay. He's like, hey, it's time, bro. And I remember I was looking, Tony here, Twotone, he was showing me the rooms and he's like, hey, bro, 600. It was like, I had 700 in my bank account that day. I was like, damn, bro, I need to give this dude 600 out of my pocket right now. I have to pay my car. I have to pay some bills. And I was like, you know what? Sometimes you just got to take the risk, you know? You got to take the risk. I took the risk. It's been, 3 months now? I'm way better than when I first started.
Oh, man, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, you grown, bro.
You turned it up, bro.
Man. I've learned from everyone here. I'm thankful for everyone here. And it's just the beginning, man. Honestly, that's low-key my story.
That's dope, bro. Bro, some of this guy's stories from law enforcement are actually insane too, bro. We'll pick his brain about that soon. Yeah, that's
Stories
badass,
can
bro.
be crazy.
Yeah, heck yeah. I guess, yeah, piggybacking off of that, I had always had that artistic bone in my body, like my whole life. Always drawing, always doing, stuff like that. I was always that kid that would give people pictures as presents, like for Christmas, and always had that bone in my body. The one who really pushed that, for me was my gram. I call her my gram. She was my grandmother, my late grandmother. She passed away back in December of 2024. Football was pretty much my whole life. Honestly, I played football since I was 7 years old, and that is what pretty much consumed my entire life. You know what I mean? That was what, I held very near and dear to me. That was what my family knew me. That was what everyone knew me as, was a football player. Again, everything I did, what I lived for at the time was really, just football. And I thought that was my ticket to college. Again, same thing. Like I thought, college was going to be for me. Football was going to be for me. My senior year is kind of when everything started changing for me. And I could see, my life was going in a direction where, I knew in my head that it wasn't going to be, it wasn't going down the right path. My grandmother, I was getting sick. And again, certain things happened in my childhood, which, led me to stay with my grandmother, some traumatizing things. And she was my everything, you know what I mean? Every day that I would wake up, breakfast was made. I was a little fat kid, bro. Like, that's why they call me Big Red. That's why my nickname is Red, because I used to be a freaking little ginger boy running around. I was always that fat kid.
Ginger boy.
Yeah. Hey. So, again, she always kept me well fed. She was always, she was my rock. She made me truly happy. She got sick. She got diagnosed with Alzheimer's and dementia really, really bad. And it was a whole year. So from my senior year to my first year in college last year, or 2 years ago now, it progressed super quick. So her dementia and Alzheimer's got worse. She got diagnosed with Parkinson's. She was anorexic. She was under 70 pounds when she passed away. She was literally, for lack of a better term, a skeleton. And she always told me I truly believe that her dying wish for me, was to pursue my art. She always told me, why'd you stop drawing? Why'd you stop doing all of that? She was telling me this as she was, getting worse. Football then took a turn. I got injured my senior year. I tore my rotator cuff and my labrum completely off of the bone. I had no muscles, no ligaments attached to my body anymore. So I had a complete shoulder tear. Had a full repair of that. The surgery was 7.5 hours, bro, under the knife. That was the worst thing probably that I've ever felt pain-wise. So like, I'm a bitch when it comes to tattoos. I'm not gonna lie. I hate getting tattooed. You know what I mean? But definitely nothing was as bad as that surgery. Came back my first game, had a miracle, recovery. I was able to come back. First game back, I'll never forget. We played Las Cruces High School. I tore my meniscus, my MCL, and my PCL. I only missed my ACL. Completely blown out. And damn, dude. So that was all happening. I thought my life was ending, dude. That was the most depressed I've ever been in my entire life. And I had a couple D1 offers. I had D1 interest, and I'll never forget the day that I did tear my shoulder to a school that won't be named. Real ones know. That same day I tore my shoulder, I got my offer pulled, and it was from a Division I school. And that was probably the most depressed I'd ever been in my entire life. And my gram was sick. It was awful. Like my life was over. Again, I knew nothing other than football. My grandma had finally passed away, was even more depressed. And I said, you know what? I'll never forget. I got my first traditional tattoo. It was an eagle. And I was like, you know what, dude? Why not? Like school, I don't like school. Football was done. So I was like, I'm going to order an Amazon tattoo machine, bro. So I ordered an Amazon tattoo machine, tatted out of my house for about, I want to say 7 months. I was on the way to put gas. It was right before Halloween. I get a text from formerly known as Inked by Tony, and he said, I'd like to extend you an invite if you're still tattooing and want to pursue your career.
You're actually the first person.
No way, bro. The first person?
First person.
Bro,
Damn.
I'm a man of faith. I was praying on it literally on the way to the gas station. Me and Tony have talked about this a lot. And I was just like, please, God, like I need something. Like give me something. Like I can't keep tatting out of my house. Like something, I was getting better at tattooing. I do traditional. So it was progressing pretty quick. And I got that text maybe 10 minutes later. And the rest is history, man. I've had, a lot of fun here making, dope relationships, friendships with people. And it's all because of this man right here. It was a full circle moment because you gave me my first tattoo, and I was just like, damn. Like,
You know, I was actually so surprised when I saw that you were tatting, bro. I was like, hold on.
Hold
I
on,
thought
wait
his
a
whole thing
minute.
was
Wait a
football,
minute.
you know? Like, I was like, I knew you as that, you know?
Yeah.
So when I saw you tattooing, I was like, man, I hope he's not doing it for just money.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
hope that he actually loves the craft. Like, he loves
Yeah.
the art, you know?
Yeah.
But he ended up proving himself. I was like, you know what? Like, let me give him a shot, bro.
Yeah, that's badass, dude. But yeah, that's my story.
Changed your whole world too.
Changed my life. Changed
Yep.
my life.
Your
Changed
whole
my life.
world, bro. Your whole world.
To Tony, bro. Hell yeah. Thank you, brother.
Damn, that's good.
So, Chris, what's your story? Oh, Chris has some damn stories.
Damn,
bro.
Chris.
Oh, my God.
I've never heard it.
Dude.
I've never heard this.
Oh, I'm like,
This is like the female version of like Chuck Norris, bro.
dude.
Oh shit.
Heck yeah.
Been through some shit.
Yeah.
I'm even taking the shades off. Let's see.
Okay. So I started because my dad was in and out of prison his whole life, really bad, into drugs. And when I was able to be around him, I got to watch him tattoo, and I learned some from him starting from like little age. And then as I got older, I watched my mom get tattooed by other people while he was in the pen and so on and so forth. But me and him would used to draw pictures back and forth while he was in the pen. And then eventually, one of his old inmate friends taught me how to make my own machine out of a Walkman, an eraser, and a guitar string.
Damn.
Yes.
That guitar string.
So my very first time tattooing was like 06, and I was in my mommy's kitchen with my leg all up over by the window, and she comes in there. She's like, Crystal, what are you doing? And I turn around because I'm in a chair like this, and I was like, nothing. And I got the ink, you know, the India ink back in the day is what we used. And she's like, I did not see a motherfucking thing. And she turns around and walks away. And then since then, I mean, I've never really stopped, but it's been off and on for years. And then when I went to Mexico is when I really picked it up.
Why Mexico? Why?
Why did I go to Mexico?
Yeah.
Because my husband got deported.
Okay.
So I moved all the way from Utah to Pachuca.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
And then I was living in Pachuca for a long time. And then I came to Ciudad Juarez, where I met my old boss. I had two bosses over there.
So where are you originally from, Chris? So you're from Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow. That's awesome. So the guitar string tattoos. Wow.
Yeah, and guitar string and India ink. And that.
Does it hurt? Did you tattoo yourself with that guitar string?
Yeah, I've got, they're still there.
Yeah.
Will you ever get rid of them or no? Those are your kind of like badges or your, what's it called? Like your badge of honor. Like
Yeah, like up my leg as it goes. Yeah, there's badges.
Heck
for
yeah,
sure.
dude. That's badass. That's a
Like
dope
all
story.
of us tattooed ourselves.
People don't understand. Like, we entered into the tattoo industry at like a perfect time.
We really
You
did.
guys have
Bro, we have
easy
iPads. We have
We came at the social media age.
wireless machines, bro.
social media, the pens, no wires, printers.
Procreate.
We didn't even have like the printers.
I couldn't survive back then. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, we had to do like hand stencils and
Back in the day, right, you weren't allowed to, like, Frosty, one of the fellow artists here, was telling me that you weren't even allowed to buy a machine unless you were licensed and through a shop.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. Like, back then, it was so...
that's why we made homemade ones.
Yeah. It was hard to access, supplies back then. And I can go on Amazon right now and get a little $50 kit and it comes with fake skin, ink,
Some
needles.
people would make their needle bars, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Solder their own
they
needles.
used to make their own needle bars back in the day too. A lot of people did.
I'd be too
Their
lazy.
own needles, their own needle bars, everything.
Damn.
Yeah.
And we just have to plug in a cartridge and
That's it.
plug our machine into a Type-C charger. Wow, man. That's crazy.
Fly with it, pretty
Bunch
much.
of coils. What do you think when you first saw like the pens coming in?
Dude, I was so relieved. I hated the cords like wrapped around my arm and my neck all day. Like, no,
It's funny because
it's so hard.
when I first started, I had the pen and then I got a coil. I bought it off the guy that did Trad on me, Luigi. He's in Colorado now, but I bought it off of him and I didn't know you had to tune it. So I was fucking people up.
You were just
And
tearing them up.
I was tearing them up.
Carne
And I was
molida,
tearing up
bro.
myself too because I was tattooing myself with that
Yeesh.
coil. But
using a liner for everything, huh?
Yep.
Hey.
The whole way.
Yeah.
It's funny though, because I mean, like when you tattoo yourself, you really, really do learn valuable stuff about tattooing. Like they always laugh at me at the shop. I mean, everyone at this table knows the story. I have a Misfits tattoo on my leg, and I did that whole tattoo and packed it solid black with a 7-round liner, which is a little needle. You use that for like fine line stuff, little stuff, and I did my whole. It's about this big. It's about a hand-sized tattoo, and I did it all with a 7-round liner.
That's like
Hey, but a lot of it's still there for.
Hey, a lot of it is still there. I died and came back to life, but it's
That's like
still
using
there.
a nail polish brush to paint a wall.
Bro, yeah. Literally, bro. It was the
It's
most,
like the toothbrush.
it was horrible. I was getting lightheaded. I didn't know what I was doing, but I did it, bro. And I learned something that day.
crazy.
Let me use a mag next time.
I may use a magnet.
I
recommend that.
I recommend going through a proper apprenticeship. Even though I didn't go through, any like a long one, but I do recommend that a new artist coming into the industry take the proper apprenticeship so they can learn the safe way.
I think it's a good thing for like the community because then people aren't tattooing other people the wrong way per se without gloves or cross contaminating and whatnot. I agree that people should do like a safety apprenticeship and then learn design work and so on and so forth in the beginning.
Yeah. I just feel like also like the mentor has to make it bearable because I feel like nowadays people either quit tattooing
Extremely
because
of the mentor being a douche.
and you never know if that person was gonna be someone really, really great. But they literally quit because they're like, nah, if it's gonna be like this, I don't even want to be here.
But I think that's a lot of the problem too. Is like a lot of the mentors are like the old heads. They're out here and they're mean to the younger ones because they don't want them to overrule them one day because they're scared that the environment's flooded.
They're scared of the come up.
Yeah.
But look, the reason why I ended up quitting my apprenticeship after 2 months was just based off the fact that I was dead broke. I had no money.
Were you under like a paid apprenticeship? Like you paid your mentor?
No, it was
Like you just don't do
yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
Most of the apprenticeships, you don't get paid nothing. You don't pay nothing.
But, he didn't want me to tattoo for about, like, pick up a machine and tattoo on skin until a year into the apprenticeship.
Wow.
Like, I wasn't on that type of time, bro. Like,
There's
I
a
had
lot of apprenticeships like that here.
put food on the table. I just quit my job. I quit school. Literally, tattooing is all I had. So I wanted to respect him. And I was like, I'm not going to break your rules and tattoo behind your back. So I was like, I'm going to go my own way. But, thank you for whatever you did teach me. But I'm going to do this on my own.
Wow.
But my first couple face skins, like you could see, like I was low key, I was a prodigy, like I was like way ahead of somebody that's probably been tattooing for like 5 years plus.
For a long time, yeah.
Exactly. So I took it and ran with it,
You had the hunger for it. That's what I say. You were hungry.
And like another thing too is like I had something to prove, because when I did quit, he was salty about it. He was salty. He went online saying that this dude doesn't love the craft. He's all about the money. He's never going to make it in the industry. And I took that to heart, bro. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to prove you wrong.
You're like, watch this.
prove you
Hold my
wrong.
beer.
I said,
and watch
give me 1 year. Give me 1 year. I said that mentally in my heart. I was like, give me 1 year and see where I'll be at. And 1 year later, Black Ivory opened.
The rest is history.
The rest is history.
Wow.
And more Black Ivories to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, Gabe and I, Crystal in a way as well, coming from, the beginning days, tatting out of the house, tattooing yourself. It's definitely, I think, something that is needed now, I think, because having a proper apprenticeship, you avoid a ton of mistakes rather than trying to teach yourself how to tattoo.
Or how many people you tear up.
How many people you tear up, scarring someone, overwork. Like, that's definitely all stuff that you will avoid, getting a proper apprenticeship. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Say sorry to the homies we tore up.
Be like, hey, sorry, boys. I got better and you don't have to deal with that.
It's crazy because like I didn't even know what a fake skin was. I would buy the fruit. I would literally tattoo fruit. And I
That's
was like,
how they used to teach you too, like back in the day.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the fruit
What I would do
or
though,
pig skin.
and this is what I tell a lot of people, like even like Isaac, I was like, hey bro, watch videos, bro, on YouTube. That's the good thing we have now. Watch videos on these great
YouTube
artists.
University.
Just pay attention that's how I learned a lot of my black and gray too. And also
I'm older
watching
than YouTube.
Dean, you know, I do pay attention. Like, how does he move? Pendulum move? Where is he using his darks? And, you know, you got to pay attention to all of those things and just implement them. You don't have to, like, the way I think it's like, I'm not trying to be exactly like you, you know? I'm trying to have, like you told me, right? Like, have your own style.
Yeah.
Pick your own stuff.
Yep.
Because I could look at, like, Chris's work, black and gray. It's different from yours. And your black and gray is different from mine. You know, I'm just trying to create that brand for myself.
Everybody's got their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. That's sick. Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, that's another thing about tattoos that I think is, you know, so dope is like if one style isn't for you, let's say like black and gray is not your fit. I've tried black and gray, and not that it's not something that I want to tap into eventually. I've always loved the look of classic traditional tattooing. You know what I mean? There's just something so dope about a style that is, you know, older, and it's always going to look bold and it's always going to look solid. You know what I mean? So YouTube is definitely something that helped me out as well. I mean, I think as you grow as an artist, I don't think you ever stop learning though. You know what I mean? You know, so even if I'm, you know, one of the greats, if I'm DJ Tambi from, you know, Ink Master winner, won 3 times, that dude still posts on his story like, I'm always learning. He's always on fake skin. Like, that's what it takes to be a true master, I think, is you always have that itch, that hunger. I'm like, okay, I need to be better. I need to be better. There's always something new that I can learn.
There's always something new, and the industry's always changing.
Yeah, it's always going to grow.
You got to keep up.
You got to keep up.
If you don't keep up, you just get stuck.
Yeah, heck
Go
yeah.
nowhere.
I'm a big believer that experience is the best teacher. With an apprenticeship, I feel like why take a whole year to be on skin? Honestly, I don't agree with that.
Because fake skin and real skin are
Completely different.
Things I like. Yeah, you can learn the technique on fake skin.
Yeah.
You can learn how to do your hand movement, the voltage and all. But like you won't get that same, you know,
The same feel, really.
the same feel.
The same feel.
I feel like apprenticeships should be, you know, at least 3 months into fake skin. Then they can start taking in probably tattoo themselves or tattoo
Doing those little bangers.
is that a little banger on a friend, or you know, like I feel like that's better than just staying on face skin for a whole year. You know, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
You know, one of my fears was also about getting a mentor. What if he taught me the wrong stuff?
Yeah,
That's very true.
honestly there is
That's scary.
There is some that teach the wrong way.
Then you're used to doing like what he's doing, but he's also shit, and now you're shit too because
You pick up the
There's a
same
whole
bad
set of
habits.
habits.
Yeah, exactly. That's extremely valid. Yeah. There is one thing I will say though, is like the tattoo industry as a whole, especially, you know, in El Paso, it's a little bit choppy. Would you agree? Like it's very politically, you know.
no, don't get me started, man.
Yeah, bro. I know Tony. This is a hot one for Tony, but I mean it's true. I'm new to the game. I'm not gonna lie. I just hit my year. It's picked up, you know, pretty quickly for me, and I'm thankful for that. But I'm sure we can all agree that, you know, El Paso tattoo politics, it's like crabs in a bucket.
Yeah.
Am I right? Like right or wrong? You know what I mean?
Throw a shrimp in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. It's extremely hard to grow when a lot of people, the only thing they want to do is bury you. You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of them are gatekeepers, and I've been told like by a lot of the old heads when some touchy subjects came out, they're like, oh, well, I don't see why this and why that. And they all told me, oh, well, the industry's already flooded. And to me, that tells me that you're just scared of the next guy who's coming up.
Yep.
Like if you're scared of the next guy coming up, then you need to up your game. There's no reason to be scared.
Bro, you look at Miami, you look at California, Canada, Poland, like you see all these
Poland, New York.
New York, these big name artists working at these dope ass studios, millionaires driving Lamborghinis, Porsches, freaking G-Wagons. They have their dope ass studio. They're booking $5,000 days. You know, like why can't we have that here in El Paso?
Exactly.
That's why I always told myself, like,
Exactly.
yeah, I get it. We live in El Paso, but I mean, I believe you can do anything. You can do if you put your mind to it, you can do anything.
Yep.
And that's what I try to make Black Ivory to be. You know, like the tattoo game doesn't have to be the same for everybody. You know what I mean? So on this journey that I've been on, making my way to the top, I've seen the ugliness in this industry. I've seen how toxic people can be.
And honestly, El Paso is bad for toxicity.
Very bad.
Bad.
It's like instead of people learning from each other, they just want to tear each other down, and I hate that. You know?
Well, okay, so obviously, I mean, I'm newer, so again, I can't speak, fully on this. I've experienced a little bit of it, but would you guys say though that kind of lit a fire under your guys' ass, for lack of a better term? Like, the people wanting to bury you and all that. Do you think that made you more hungry in a way?
Yeah.
It made me more hungry in the fact that I'm not gonna let them see me fall on my face.
You refuse to fail.
Prove them wrong.
That's
prove a
badass.
point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I'm just gonna be proving them right.
I'll be damned, bro.
I'll be damned, bro. I'll be damned.
Fuck that.
It's a new era in this game.
It is, bro.
This year.
That's crazy, bro.
And I know they're taking notes. They're taking notes for sure.
Yeah.
All we can do on our end is just be the best that we can be and be the best shop possible,
And hopefully somebody follows the leader eventually,
Yeah, bro. If no one else is gonna, make that step forward, someone's got to do it. Yeah. That's you, brother.
He's already there.
He's already there.
What you mean?
Nah,
And this man's talking about driving Lamborghinis. I'd like everyone to know he drives an AMG. So, and
Look, it ain't cheap, bro. It ain't cheap.
Yeah. You drive a scooter.
yeah. All right. I take Sun Metro every day to
Metro, yeah.
Sun Metro.
I drive my Lamborghinis to work.
My Sun Metro bus ticket. I'm just.
Everyone, I pray honestly for the whole team. I pray for everybody's success here. Bro.
That's why we love you, brother. Yeah, no doubt. I'm joking, brother.
So when that AMG goes missing, you know where it went.
Yo, Tony, bro, what happened to the Jeep, bro? I saw you got a crack on the windshield. That shit looked pretty gnarly, bro. Where'd you take it to?
Yeah, I took it to Southwest Auto Glass, and you know me, I like to ride in style, and I like to save my time. They were very quick with it, and I appreciate their generosity and for sponsoring this video.
Sick, bro. All right, so this is a pretty hot topic, especially with where we tattoo out of. What tattoos do you think, or what style, what tattoos in general do you think are timeless? And what tattoos do you think are extremely, extremely overdone?
Biggest seller here in El Paso
St. Michael.
for 5 years
St. Michael.
straight.
St. Michael the
St. Michael the Archangel. Everyone and their mama has that tattoo.
I just did one 3 days ago.
Oh my gosh, poor Louis, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Poor Louis. That's
Shout
what
out
he's
to
got all
Tattoos
week.
by Louis.
Oh my gosh, that dude.
Say-
He's the guy to go to for
Hey,
Jesus
if
pieces
y'all-
and Michael the
If
Archangel.
y'all want a St. Michael or a Jesus piece, Tattoos by Louis, bro.
Tattoos by Louis.
That man is insane.
Man, 5 years in a row. When I think after the pandemic, like everyone just was like on that Michael the Archangel trend.
Yeah.
And it never died. And I don't think it will die. I think it's
Still going.
it's
here
still
to
going
stay.
strong.
Y'all
Very
think that
strong.
one's gonna be here to stay?
I think so. I really do. Like I don't think it's gonna die.
With the area being religious, yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
It's because it's a safe tattoo.
It
You know,
is.
like especially when you have like strict parents.
Yeah.
And especially in the Mexican community, the parents are more
Catholics,
strict.
yeah.
It's like you got a tattoo, but at least it's a Michael the Archangel.
St. Michael.
Nothing stupid.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, it's bien, hijo. It's okay.
What about the faith over fear or the what is it, family over everything tattoos? I know you did a bunch of those, Tony,
In the early days.
in the early days. But I think that one kind of died out. I'd
It's
say.
dead off.
Chinese letters or like Arabic.
Or kanjis, Japanese kanjis.
Right behind the ear.
Oh my gosh, bro.
The crosses.
Bro, when I was first starting, I cannot tell you how many behind the ear kanjis and Chinese letters.
Chinese letters that say soup
And-
instead of love.
And yeah, it says pork fried rice instead of family. You know what I mean?
Oh, I got a good story on the Chinese letters. We got a client one time. She's like, "Oh, I want this," and we're like, "Well, do you know what it says?" And she's like, "No, but I want it."
Oh my gosh,
So
people.
we did a reverse search.
Please do your
on it,
research.
and it said dog in cage, and she wanted it all the way down her back. This is why I don't do the
This
Chinese
is why
letters.
you guys need to do your research before you
Please,
come to us.
especially on
I just see
another
something on
language.
Pinterest.
Y'all just see it, bro. Pinterest could be fucking with y'all. You know that, right? You could probably say something completely different.
The clock with the eye, with the line.
Oh my god.
Oh.
With the
Or
rose.
the lion with the colored eyes.
With the color.
Oh, you know which one died off a little bit?
Which one?
The San Judas, bro.
That did die off.
Honestly, I haven't seen anybody get a San Judas. Or maybe it's because
I haven't seen that one in a minute. I used to see that so much, especially
Wait
like
till
on
his
the
birthday comes around.
forearm side calf. That was that was like what, 2023?
23 and to 2024.
Yeah, dude. I saw so many of those. When I was still playing football, a lot of the people that were on the team, that was their first tattoo. I was like, damn, bro, y'all are so original. Like these Pinterest tattoos, y'all eat it up, bro.
Yo,
Y'all can't get
it up
enough.
a bit, please.
Lions, roses.
What would we say is timeless though? What do you think is something?
What style is timeless?
What tattoos, what styles? I think Chicano is here. I mean, Chicano has been here for a long time. I think a lowrider, a payasa, smile now, cry later. I think that's gonna be here for a long time.
Forever.
I think it depends on the type of person you are too.
Yeah.
You know,
It
like,
has to fit you, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like trad hasn't died.
I was waiting for this one. Traditional trad is rad, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Traditional
Honestly,
tattoos.
I've been looking to getting some trad tattoos.
Oh,
Honestly.
You hear that? Hey, Twotone, Texas. Hey,
two-tone trad.
hey, bro. Traditional is, I mean, I tried, getting into black and gray as I said earlier, but I think just traditional is so clean, bro. No matter what skin type, no matter what race, ethnicity, it's just a timeless tattoo style. You know what I
It
mean?
just looks vintage. You know?
It does. Like I think all tattoos look dope as you age, obviously. But I think traditional is just one of those styles where you'd see those magazines or those old couples and they're taking pictures next to each other and they have traditional all over their whole bodies. I was like, man.
Sailor Jerry.
Yeah, I was gonna say they have the sailor.
Yeah,
hood.
this Jerry. Yeah, I told myself, I'm like, man, that's gonna be me one day. You know what I mean? When my grandson or granddaughter takes a picture with me, and they're gonna be like, damn, my grandpa's badass. You know what I mean? All these traditional tattoos. Hell yeah.
I want to be that crazy old lady too.
Hell yeah.
Dye my hair hot pink.
Hell yeah.
I think the safest style for sure is black and gray. I think black and gray looks good on
everyone.
person, on
Yeah,
every
for
skin
sure.
type. The darkest person to the lightest person it's the safest way to go.
Yeah, for sure.
If it's all personalities.
What about when it's like, hey, let me get my entire family tree from top to bottom with a galaxy background?
With a galaxy and all 6 of my kids' names, and then
With
2
courage
clocks
in the back.
and 5 roses.
Yeah.
And then me and my wife were Panthers, and then we're loving on each other, and then trad in like, bro, come on.
I think like when you put too much thought into a tattoo, it kind of like
it takes away.
does.
bro.
It takes
away,
It takes
like,
design.
There's
It's
too
like-
much.
tattoos are supposed to be fun. Like not everything has to have a meaning.
I think, arguably, I could be wrong, but I think some of the tattoos that are just so well done that you really didn't have that much meaning for, I think end up having the most meaning to you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's like, when tattoos have so much meaning and it's hard to read even kind of like that, it just, you take away from it, even if it's a well done tattoo, I think. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of stories people will tell you, like, oh, I got this tattoo one day I was over here. It's not like, oh, it means this, and that. But you'll hear more stories. I got it, randomly this day, at the bar down the street,
Yeah, hell yeah, for sure.
I tell the young cats, like the ones that's getting their first tattoo, they always want all these ideas put into one area.
Yeah.
Because, maybe they've been saving up for a long time and like, this is the only tattoo they're going to get for a while. So they try to add in all these ideas, all these names and dates. And I want my mom, my sister, my brother. And it's like, dang, like, bro, you have time to get all these tattoos, bro. Like, let the sleeve
You're
flow.
still young, bro.
Exactly. Like, this is not your last tattoo.
Calm down,
Don't make your design look too cluttered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember being there. I was like, man, I'm going to get one sleeve and then I'm done. I don't think I'll get any more tattoos. Yeesh.
Yeesh, yeah, we've all been there.
And then, yeah.
Bro, I haven't got a tattoo.
This man,
When
Tony.
was the last time I have got
Tony has maybe 7 tattoos and they're spread out every like this man needs to just get some sleeve work done.
Because I'm always working, bro.
He is. This man is busy. He is busy.
Do you tell these clients, like, when they want to put everything together, do you like, hey, let's go this route?
Yeah, like, usually they
Try
trust
and
me.
guide them a different way.
They trust my vision, and I tell them like, look, from experience, I just know that I know what it's gonna look like. It's gonna look too cluttered. It's not gonna look like what you think in your head.
Yeah.
I think you should spread out the concepts throughout the whole sleeve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And usually they trust what I gotta say.
But there is always that oddball out that they don't want to.
Yeah,
They're sad.
Like, oh, it's because I want that.
Yeah.
I want it there. And I'm like,
I want it.
that's because if we just put it here, it's like, nah, it's because I want it there.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro.
I'm not gonna lie,
Upside
it's,
down
it's the
ones.
older,
It is older.
gentlemen
Yep.
that be like very like dead set on what they want.
Yep.
They're not gonna let nobody change it. And you just got
Yeah, the younger cats are easier to like guide the right way, but then there's still like those ones that will want it backwards or upside down just so they can sit like this so they can see it all day long and it's backwards.
Yep. For
I
sure.
love the clients where they're like, hey man, you do what you want, like give me something cool. and I do like 3 mock-ups, and they're like, yeah, that one right there.
Creative freedom, bro. We love it.
Even like, this is what I tell my clients. I'm like, if I really want to do this tattoo and I'm excited to do it, shit, like this is gonna come out like really
It's
good.
gonna end up more,
It's
Dynamic.
more meaning to it, you know.
and you put your heart into it more instead of something like
It's just
all
okay,
fucking-
When you enter that flow state, it's all these noises just block out.
It goes
you know?
quiet.
Especially when the client is like, you're vibing with the client. You guys,
Yeah.
you put on a movie. You guys are talking. Oh my gosh, those are the best pieces,
For sure.
honestly.
I think that's really important, like bonding with your client too, you know, not making it weird. Like having, like, I've had clients where they're really quiet and I just try to talk to them, you know, like, how's your day? Like, oh, a lot of traffic, you know, what are you going to do after? You know, and they just start talking and they start feeling, oh, this is cool, you know,
Start
I'll
to
be
get
back.
comfortable.
You know, and that's what I love. I like having that relationship with them. You know?
I think some of the deepest talks and some of like the best conversations I've ever had have been, you know, when my client's on that chair and the session is vibing and we're just, you know, talking. Like Gabe.
Me, when I met him, my rib tat, that's how we bonded like that.
Yeah.
That first
I
rib tat. Yeah.
Never really had a conversation longer than 5 minutes with Gabe. Tattooed him about 2 hours. And, you know, that day we got super close. So I think that's, you know, it's badass. And it's a necessity because you want your client, you want to retain that client. You want them to come back. You have to make them feel at home, have snacks for them, have, you know, let them pick a movie, make conversation. You know what I mean? Because why would someone want to come back to you if you're just, you know,
Awkward.
Yeah. You're sitting there like you know what I mean?
Staring at them the whole time.
Yeah. It's like watching paint dry.
You know, like, bro, I'm a introvert. You know, I had to teach myself to be more open. You know, sometimes I do, like, bro, I have so many clients, like, I get kind of like burnt out of learning all these new personalities and new characters, you know, like, so, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I be on and off. Sometimes I'll talk in my sessions, sometimes just put on a movie, sometimes, I try to make small talk, but honestly, like, it depends on my mood, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Dope.
Have you guys ever cried with your clients?
I have.
Cried?
Yes, sir. Cried with your clients.
My clients cried to me, but I've never cried in it.
I've cried.
Oh, well, yeah, they cry to you, and then you both start crying together. Yeah, it's into a big old sob fest.
I wouldn't say I did cry, but it was I have before. That was super
Some
cool.
stories.
It was my cousin, but again, it was a paying client from out of town, and it was just one of those like conversations. The tattoo was finished, and I was just like, damn. It was just one of those deep talks, you know what I mean? For sure.
Just it has you like staring.
Yeah, you
So
drive
this-
home, no music playing, just drive.
You're like, oh shit, that was my exit.
You're tatting and you're just like,
Damn. Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, stop getting scammed by therapy sessions. You just get a tattoo.
Get a damn
Yeah.
Get a tattoo. Don't
Ink
get scammed.
therapy, bro.
Yeah, that's why I call it tattoo therapy.
Yep.
You just need to talk. You just need to talk to somebody.
I think all tattoo artists should receive
A therapist license.
therapist license. Yep. No, I'm just
Maybe a
playing.
little bit of
I'm
a
just
medical.
playing. I'm just playing.
Hey, for real though, we have to be a therapist. We have to be medical. We have to, pretty much be like constructors, build things up, to fit bodies, anatomies, all those things.
We are therapists. We are artists. We are many things, right? Yeah, heck yeah.
The conversations that I have with my clients, though, like, it's kind of repetitive. I'm not gonna lie.
So
Like, they always want to know my origin story every single time.
He's an interesting man.
I have it, like, in the back of my mind, like, just a script ready.
Well, just pin this to the top of your page.
I know. I'm gonna
Like
pin this for sure.
Reverse back to my my Instagram. It's pinned there to the top.
record it and just play it on the TV.
Record it and then you have it ready.
You want to know? Okay.
That'd be kind of dickish, though. I'd be like, here, bink. Let me just play my whole life story.
Projector comes down.
Yeah.
That's funny, bro.
I could see that too, Tony. Just, with all the blinds come down.
Yeah, for sure.
Welcome to Twotone's Life.
Yeah.
Where do I see this podcast going? I want some big sponsorships. I want people to be sharing it. I hope that the things we talk about on this podcast, like, other tattoo artists are chiming in and they're, like, actually, like, engaging in the comments and, giving their opinions. Like, I want it to be very engaging, for both the client and tattoo artists in El Paso. Not even El Paso, like, just
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
For sure.
Yeah, I think I see it going pretty big and a lot more people coming and wanting to come to your podcast.
Yeah.
It'd be a very good thing for the community, the industry, for all of that.
I'm just like, God is good. That's all I gotta say.
Amen.
Because
It's good.
I just
And we play
sitting in front of the
angel
camera
music.
now and talking, it's actually a real thing. I always talked about it for so long. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start a podcast. Ever since I was on the 5th floor, bro. Like, it's always something that's come up, but like I just never put it to action.
Yeah.
It was just timing. I just didn't feel like it was
The
right time.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd be in a podcast, honestly.
For real?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, me neither, bro.
This is crazy.
Me neither.
I want.
Me neither.
I really want this to be at a point where, like, you know who Theo Von is?
Yeah.
Like, to that level, like really popular.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty sick, honestly. Being part of it, Black Ivory, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. I think, the sky's the limit for something like this. You know what I mean? I know there's been a bunch of, tattoo podcasts, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but I don't think anyone's really done this in El Paso yet. And,
What do you mean it's going on right now?
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
It's going down, bro.
The fact that, we're jumping on this and, starting it off, it's dope. You know what I mean? Again, like Gabe said, we're not just here to do this for, small time purposes. We want big sponsorships. We want to be up there with, the big dogs in this industry, and I foresee only, great things coming from this. There's more guests to come, sponsorships to, obtain, and it only helps us grow. So I feel like, it's a good thing that we're doing this for sure.
Amen.
Oh, next episode is gonna be crazy.
Stay tuned.
Maybe Joe Almighty.
They're both coming at the same
Coming
time?
at the same day.
Are you doing it this next week?
Maybe, yeah.
When you get the lights.
Oh, dude, that's gonna be interesting.
The lights.
Hey, bro, I gotta be here. I gotta hear that one.
Yeah,
It's definitely gonna be a good one.
sit right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit there with my tea.
The heck.
Be like, Persia, tea, tea.
Yeah, we got some interesting topics to talk about, man. Like, it's gonna be an episode for sure.
Stay tuned.
So thank you for watching with us. This is Tony signing out. Thank you again to Southwest Auto Glass for sponsoring today's episode. Twotone out.